Hey guys, welcome back to episode 6 of Back to Basics, Keybinds and Screen Economy. Hope you find something useful here. Enjoy. Hey guys, let's get straight into it. First thing I want to talk about is keybinds. Now I've seen some weird keybinds in the day. When you first create a character, your default one is typically auto attack, and I've seen people who their one keybind is using their wand on their Affliction Warlock at level 80. And I just want to say, your keybinds need to be ordered in a way where your most important abilities are the most easily accessed. For example, on all of my characters, all of my 80s, I have my racial on shift 4. That is just my racial ability. It's always been my racial ability. It's quick access enough for something like a human trinket or escape artist. And if I am horde, for example, usually macro if it's a DPS cooldown. But the most important ability should be between 1 through 5. That's the quickest access. If you have a mouse, putting like those buttons on the side, figuring out which order that it could be in, where it makes the most sense to you. But you should take a look through your keybinds and try to make things in the most cohesive way possible. Like my mouse is two buttons on the side only. So I have Shadow Bolt on the top one, and I have Seed on the bottom. Probably my most used abilities as I'm spamming playing the game on my Affliction Warlock. It's very easy to go through and try to figure out what needs to be used and what doesn't. What can be macroed together. For example, hunters have explosive shot. They're supposed to use different ranks, but you can macro that together into a cast sequence macro and reduce your space. So I encourage you to go through all of your keybinds and try to make sure the things that you're using the most are in the easiest access, and cut down on excess space using macros for abilities that all align together, like explosive shot, different ranks. Or, for example, if you're a Frost DK, you can macro your unbreakable armor with your gloves, and that'll be an easy way where you can just rip them on cooldown without having to worry about that. The second thing I want to talk about is screen economy. Now, what do I mean by screen economy? I mean the things on your screen that divide your attention in combat. I have a whole host of weak auras, and the ones that are loaded are the ones that I can see on this character. You can see it's kind of all in one central area. If you have too many weak auras, you should definitely go through them and delete the ones that you don't use, or set them to never load. That will ease the burden on your computer when you're playing the game. And the same thing with add-ons. If you're not using add-ons anymore, you should definitely be disabling things. Like when I'm in raid, I disable Auctionator, I disable capping because I'm not PvPing, I disable a bunch of things that I don't need in the moment that had previously caused me a little bit of lag before. But with screen economy, you want to be able to see your character, and a large portion of this big box in front of you. Like the side's gonna have your raid frames, you're gonna have DBM over here, whatever timers you use, maybe a multi-dotting bar. A lot of people hide their action bars or have them go where their mouse over, like I have my pet bar here. But there's a lot of ways to have UIs. One of my favorite UIs, and I like watching him, is Mr. Thompson, because if you look at his frames, it's very, very organized, and he can tell where everything is. And some of the best players have the most organized UIs and weak auras. And when you're using somebody else's weak aura, that's good because you're taking a step towards that organization, but you will never be able to use that weak aura as well as the person who created it, because it was created the way their brain easiest organization could possibly be. So when you're using like an Alondo weak aura, like Alondo knows where everything is, he made it, he put it together, he understands it, he can edit it whenever he wants. But a lot of people don't really take the time to learn more about weak auras, so they can't edit things or add things on their own, or they have someone add it for them. But being able to edit and add things into your own weak aura for stuff you want to see, like a range indicator, a tracker for Scorch and ISB as a mage to see if you need to put it up, could be really useful. Trinket CDs. It's all about what you think you need to see and the information you need to be provided with in a clean way. Some examples of bad UIs, or these are UIs from back in the day. Now, when we talk screen economy, you have the DBM timers over your character. There's all these bars down here. There's not one, but two groups of raid frames. You have these random bars here with like bandages and these goggles. And this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous UI. And I would be unable to see the game, let alone play the game with this type of UI. And here's another quick example from Gruul's Lair in TBC. People back in the day, like when add-ons were a new thing, this is how they played the game. There's no reason in 2023 with computer optimization, add-on upgrades and edits and redos. Like we have all the technology to have beautiful, clean UIs that tell us exactly what we need to see and how we need to see it. We should take advantage of that. And if you don't know what you want, the best way is to just watch someone else and pick up bits and pieces that make the UI feel more at home for you and implement that into your own. And I do that all the time. Recently I added a weak aura for multi-dotting on Mimron. Let me go find it real quick. Where is it? Old War targetable frames. And I put it over here on the side, and on the right side they come out, and on Mimron I can easily multi-dot all three and keep track of that now. I was using it during the speed clear, and I got so engrossed into it that I died to a frost bomb. So things happen, and definitely go through all of your weak auras, go through all of your add-ons, find out what you actually use. Your game will run smoother, you will die to less stuff, and you will be a better player if you become more organized with your screen economy. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I want you to critically think about the organization of your UI and your keybinds, because your best gameplay is not going to come from a bloated UI with a bunch of lag. I get flame all the time for my desaturated dots in my UI, but I enjoy them and it works for me, so I'm going to continue to do it anyway. And if you have something that you just have stuck with through the entire time that you are really, really enjoying, keep using it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Helps a ton, encourages me to continue making these videos. And I will be making episode 7 of Back to Basics next week, where we will be critically reviewing our own logs and looking over things that are common errors or mistakes that you should look out for when going through raid logs. Thank you for your time. Hope to catch you next time. Peace.